the attention of Mr Brown?
I don't know, so that will come to light from when the ability to oversee comes in on the 1st of January. There's been a lot of local governments that have been in the news recently. If the inspector was installed, obviously they would be on the list.
But you must, I mean, you don't just appoint someone for the sake of doing it. You must, there's an issue, we know about Netherlands, Bugatti is another one. Do you think there's another 15 that might, 20?
Look, sort of issues do rise and fall. Look, at any given time, I probably do have a keen interest in around about 15 to 20 local governments, but local governments do fall on and off that list relatively regularly.
And is the position, is Mr Brown's position something that if you have a complaint for your council, I can go to Mr Brown and have him investigate?
Yep, absolutely. So elected members can make complaints to the inspector, members of the administration can make complaints to the inspector, and anyone from the community can make complaints to the inspector. They're all treated equally by the inspector, but also the inspector now has the ability to sort of shut down vexatious complaints. So in the local government sector, there are certain individuals, both in the sector themselves, but also in the community, who do take up a lot of resources making vexatious complaints. There is no ability at the moment to shut that down. The inspector will have that ability.
So it's like an ombudsman?
Yeah, you could look at it that way.
How do you determine, as you say, what is fictitious, what is just a waste of time, or what is valid? And how do you ensure that those fictitious or waste of time complaints won't waste resources of the government?
Sure. Well, Inspector Brown does have over 40 years of experience in the sector. When you have that level of experience, the vexatiousness of complaints becomes pretty obvious, particularly if you have repeat offenders. But obviously anything that is legitimate will be investigated. But as time goes on and you get to know the players in the field, you do get to know quite quickly what is vexatious or what is trying to be weaponised for personal benefit inappropriately.
Does that include complaints by councillors against other councillors? I think that's an area that's been greatly abused, where they level charges against councillors and it takes forever to sort them out.
Yep, that's exactly right. So if a councillor themselves is making a vexatious complaint, the inspector can say this is vexatious, it's no longer going to be dealt with, and this matter will not be dealt with in the future.
You said earlier that the inspector doesn't have power to intervene himself. What powers does the inspector have? Is it a bit of a 2+1 then?
So, no, I was saying that the inspector does have the power to intervene. Yeah.
The infringements are against councillors personally?
Well, it'd be about breaches or non-compliance with the Act. That's what could trigger an infringement by the inspector.
But it's issued to an individual?
It could be issued to an elected member, which would be probably the norm, but it could also be to the elected membership as a whole.
Do you expect that will force people to think a bit more about their actions?
I think that would, yes, I think that should be a very good motivator for better behaviour. Right now, the only pathway to infringement is really costly and really time-consuming. It has to be prosecuted through the courts and is rarely done so because of the cost and time associated with that. There is some members who have taken advantage of that in the past and they won't be able to now.
Are you expecting that any infringements will be issued?
I would hope that the threat of an infringement would be enough to hopefully make possible people who would be under that to pull up their socks, but it would be a waiting game, we'll just have to see.
Last questions, guys.
Will those infringements be public? Or,
Yes.
Can I ask Mr Brown a question?
Sure.
Tony, you've been in the game for 40 years and
Yep.
at senior levels for a lot of that. You've, I'm sure, made a lot of friends, probably a few enemies. Are you worried about the possibility of conflicts? You know a lot of people who are working in this area.
Yeah, so I have worked in the sector for a long time, and that gives me a great understanding of the sector, and I certainly think I can manage any conflicts of interest if they arise.
Well, how do you do that? Do you just step aside and have a deputy, or...?
If there's a matter that involves something I may have been involved in the past, but the office, hopefully, we're moving forward and we'll look at new matters.
Are there, I mean, you're very experienced in the area, are there issues that you know to be troublesome and that you'll be looking at them straight away?
I'm just looking to start on the 20th of October and then we'll go from there.
The Minister's mentioned that 15 to 20 local governments are on her list, that they come and go. Do you expect to be targeting those quite straight away?
No, again, I'll get my feet settled under the desk, and we'll see what issues are out there, and look at each issue on its merits.
Are you confident you'll be able to keep an eye on all 139 local government councils? Is that too many to look at?
No, that's what there is in WA, and we'll be able to handle that.
That it, guys?
Cheeky question, can I ask the salary for the position?
Sure, Jeff, you can ask. Is currently with the Public Sector Commissioner. So that's to be finalised at the moment.
So Mr. Brown's taking the job and he doesn't know how much he's going to get.
It's very committed of him, is it not?
Thanks, guys.
Sorry, just one more from me. Is there any further update on the Coolgardie and Kalgoorlie proposed amalgamation?
It's not a proposed amalgamation. I want to make that clear. It is a boundary adjustment. At the moment, we're in discussions. Like I've said, I've made no secret of the fact of how deeply concerned I am with Coolgardie, and particularly its very dire financial situation. I've spoken to both. They are in conversations with each other about a possible boundary adjustment, but that's a very live issue at the moment, and ongoing discussions are happening there. I'm getting some really positive feedback about the work that they're undertaking in Netherlands, which provides me with great comfort. I'll be meeting with the commissioners pretty soon, and I'm looking forward to that.
They haven't found major issues when they've started digging into things? Or?
I haven't. Like I said, we need to catch up with them. But right now, they were concentrating on just getting the city back on track, getting good governance in place. Passing budgets, appointing independent members to their audit committees. So they've had a list of priorities that they've been ticking their way through, and they're doing really well at that.
Will the inspector have a part to play when the Netherlands Council is reinstated?
So that election will happen post the inspector coming online on the 1st of January. So it'll just become one of the 139 local governments that the inspector has in their purview.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, everyone.